All right, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another locals video for the week. You might notice this video is probably going to be shorter than our last locals video because we're not playing Bonnie today. We're playing Belo Betty, glass cannon, all gas, no brakes. All right, but before we get into this, just want to remind y'all, if you're getting any cards off TCG Player, I now have an affiliate link. If you want to help support the channel, I get a bit of a kickback whenever you use my link. So if you're going to be ordering cards anyway, I would appreciate you if you use the link in the description. Helps out the channel a lot. But getting into it, we got Belo Betty against Rob Luchi for round 1. I think where there was 4 rounds tonight. Belo Betty was a lot of fun. Playing the list that I've posted a couple videos on now, the list from the top 16 regional. Right, it was just a lot of fun. Looking at my hand, I'm looking to keep just because we have that Ivankov and a Belo Betty searcher. I made sure to fix how I put out my life this time for y'all. Looking to learn more about the deck. I'm still just looking for Karsu, it feels like. Karsu just like wins matchups. It feels like just getting that Ivankov, that 4-drop that I have, into a Karsu out early is really good. But shout out again to everyone in my locals. Everyone's super fun, super chill. It was a great week. Again, I'm going to be hosting an off-meta tournament at this same locals Thursday. So a couple days. And I'll be making sure to record that for y'all. Should be a good event. It could be fun. And we see the Karsus in there. Obviously going to take that for whenever we get for Don. Play that out. He passes back to us. And we just swing 5. And here, I'm still unsure if I should have buffed, swung like 7-6. If I should have just swung 5-5. But in the sake of getting more cards out on the board, we play the Inazuma. I debated playing the Kuma, but if he put out a Rebecca blocker, I was looking to play that for that. I know it was touched on that the Inazuma is more of a late game option, but I really just wanted to play something out. And then we get a Morley trigger. I'm looking what I want to trash for this. So debating, I don't know if I really want to give up a 2K for this, because I know I'm probably going to trash the dragon to buff next turn anyway, which you might say is a better option, right? But he uses Ice Age to KO the Morley with Brook. At least we still keep 2 of our bodies, and now we can do the play that I mentioned. We get a 2K back anyway from draw, so maybe I should have just trashed that to play with Morley. Who knows? So we pitch a Koala to buff those 3. You can see I'm double checking all my cards just to make sure that I'm doing them properly, right? Because again, this is my first time playing this deck in person. I've only played it for those 2 games of playing on the sim. So we're going 5K into 4. Because again, his leader is minus 1,000 power from the Karsu. So we're going 6 at 4. So then 7 at 4 and then passing. Yeah, and realizing, yeah, just play that out. So nope. Catching my mistakes as I go. But again, this it's just so funny because already we're at like 2 cards at hand, but a full board. Again, I don't think he can deal with the entirety of it. But having the Brook definitely does help. So it's going to search. Spend on picking up a 2K counter, which, you know, definitely going to need those. Because even if he plays out a Rebecca, for example, he could still get through our 2 rested bodies with the Brook swing and leader swing. But basically, after like playing a few games with this, it feels like if I hit 1 to 2 Karsu and they stick for more than 1 turn, right? Like, it's just GG at that point. Being able to swing at a 4K life leader, or 4K power leader, I should say. But also I'm doing a lot of like holding on to my dragons a little bit, just because if I need the rush, it is just super good going for game. You know, he's a 9k rush, buffs your leader or something else on board, and then you can buff him, so he'll be a 12k rush, which is insane. So he plays out a second Brook, which is, yeah. But it's looking like we'll keep our Karsu and our Ivankov. He decides to swing 5. We get the Cracker, which is devastating because you can see the life now, and we're laughing now because, yeah, I'm at 2 life, he's at 3, so we get to use Cracker's ability. But now I'm thinking like, yeah, I could technically swing Karsu buffed at Brook and then minus leader, which I thought about, but I'm just like, nah, I'm just gonna go for it. So we're pitching the Koala for leader ability to buff everybody. So Cracker, if you don't know, he gets, for Don times 1, he gets double attack and plus 1,000 more power. So with 1 Don, he's at 7,000 right now. But with leader abilities plus 3,000, he's at 10. So we're stacking another Don to go 11 just to try and get him down. I'm like, if I don't get him this turn, maybe we'll get the next. I think he gets some trigger from life that KOs at 3 cost, but we're all 4s, so we're going 9 at 4 now, and then remainder Don on Ivankov, and that is GG for round 1. But yeah, I'm thinking like maybe I should have kept the Kuma in case he put out the Rebecca, but just hitting that Cracker was kind of devastating. I think, yeah, he definitely would have survived this round if not, but who knows, because we still had the dragon if we needed to go for game the following turn. All right, we got our second match. Shout out to the Calgara player. I feel like our matches just in general were kind of favored to us because Calgara is a leader that he takes his life with leader ability, unless of course you're doing the play out the Calgara character and then play out Nolan combo, which, if you don't know, the Nolan character heals you if you have a Calgara character on board. So if you play out the Calgara character with leader ability, right, and then have enough Don to use Nolan, then you're not really taking your life. You're just kind of developing 2 bodies while staying the same amount of life. But in general, if you do want to use Calgara's leader ability, you will be taking your life. So I think we lose a dice roll. I think he's going second. I still don't really know how I feel about going first or second with this deck. Again, I'm still very inexperienced with it, but it's just so much fun. Hitting the mulligan because we see a raise max, but I'm going to be greedy and try and get the Belo Betty. We go for another table shuffle. Right, here we go with round 2. We whiff on a turn 1 play, which, you know, maybe I was too greedy. But I don't know. I feel like in this, I'm obviously looking for my turn 1 play, but also looking for an Ivankov or Karsu to help flood my board. Like hitting the 4 cost and Ivankov and Karsu just feels too good. Here I'm debating, but we search with Belo Betty. No Karsu, but we find the Kuma, which will be able to KO his Shura. Double checking because, you know, again, first time in person playing this deck, so just swinging 5 and then going to so popping a Shura, getting us 2 bodies on board, really good. So 2 targets that we can buff, and right now I don't believe there's anything he can do to really remove these bodies. So he's looking for the dog with whiffs on the dog search and doesn't have dog in hand, which feels bad. So he passes, kind of, you know, valid for being afraid of the you know, the triggers, right? So we're just going to go 5 for the Ivankov. Look at top 3. Get super lucky on the Karsu, which will be a running thing for this night. Honestly, it's kind of crazy. So we pitch, was it the Limburg to buff our 2 characters that can swing, right? So we're going 5k into 4 because we use Karsu to minus his leader. So we're going 5 3 times, add 4, so get 1 life and 2 2Ks. So really, if you're getting started, I think like these Ivankovs, the 5 costs are just so good. Honestly, I would like to see it at 4 copies, maybe. But I don't know, because the new Koala coming out in set 9, I think is just good as well. Getting to take from your life and also draw. And developing a 6K body, right? So we get a 2K. Go up to 7 Don. Karsu's still on board, so we have that for this turn. I'm debating swinging the Luffy here too, just to get a 3rd or a 4th swing for this turn, right? Because I'll have the most use out of Karsu, because I assume after I turn Karsu sideways, he is going to get killed, right? So we're going 8 into 4 by using Karsu's when attacking ability, since he has more than 7,000 power. So going 6 into 4 now. So going 7 into 4. Again, just using the Rush Luffy here because I don't know if he uses too many blockers, but I really just want to get him down to 0 life and use as many swings as I can with the Karsu's effect, because I assume here, depending on what he's at now, because now he's just probably going to try and go for game as he's at 0 life, unless you had another Noland and could heal while also clearing my entire board, right? But if you can't do that, then I wanted to get him down to 0 life, put as many swings on him as I could. Maybe I could have just stacked more Don on it, right? But I don't know. I want to just put a lot of pressure on the turns when I can use Karsu's effect to put him down to a 4K leader, right? And here I'm looking, I have 3K counter. I think he's talking, yeah, he just has to kind of go for it here. So it goes 5 at life. And here I'm like, yeah, I can take 1. I can take 2. But as soon as we hit that no trigger or no counter on our life, I'm like, yeah, I kind of had to counter out the next one that I can, because I know he's at 8 Don. He's going to have to use at least 5 for Ace, which will be a 7K, right? And then he's going 7 at life. So we have to counter out here. I'm knowing like, yeah, I could lose my entire board here. But at that point, I don't think he could heal. Because if he uses that 5 Don to play out an Ace to swing at my 3 characters, then he wouldn't be able to play 5 Don for a null to heal, right? So either way, I think at that point we were good to counter out. But then he's like, we'll just play it out, see what triggers he would have got. And yeah, no triggers, so only 2K counter from life, right? And then a Frankie. But doesn't really matter at that point. Got decent counter from life. He was debating going forward if you should just trying to rush down the Belo Betty as well, because his bodies that he's playing out are a bit like bigger in stat line. You know, the Calgar characters like 8K, Nolan 6, Ohm becomes 6 once he's at 2 or less life, right? Something like that. Or I actually don't remember the I think it's 2 or less life, right? Ohm gets buffed to 6K. It's been a while since I played that character. But GG, very fun round. All right. Shout out to our 3rd matchup. Let me borrow his alt leader for the video. So we're looking here, gonna mulligan. Again, there was no turn 1 play, but also no Karsu. I feel like if I get a Karsu in hand and an Ivankov, I might even be okay, like, not looking for a turn 1 play, because that combo is just so good. But I don't know. Again, this is my first time playing it in person. And here you'll see we're going against Purple Luffy, which is another deck that takes their own life from their effect. I believe he only does it once, which is totally valid for this matchup. You don't want to use it too much unless you just have a bunch of blockers to spam. But I won't spoil it too much. And apologies again, the Don's a little bit out of camera focus here. But we get the Belo Betty Searcher. But we also have 3 Dons, so I was debating just playing out Morley, right? But I think we're going to go 2 characters here again with the Belo Betty and Kuma. Because I don't know if Kuma has too many targets in this matchup right now, so it is just another body that I can buff up and start swinging with. We don't hit what I really want to hit with the search. So we take the Limburg. Just another character that I can use to pitch for leader ability or play out. So just playing out 2 bodies this turn. So this turn, he's using the leader effect, ramping up. I think he was looking for the new Nami blocker from this, but unfortunate. It looks like he just stacks all and swings at us. We don't get a trigger though, which is good, I guess, for him. We're looking for a Ivankov to top 3. We find the Karasu, and that's kind of, you know, unfortunate because now we have, again, 3 swings coming in at a 4K power leader. And also shout out for him for having the little counters to make it a bit easier for y'all watching. So we're swinging 5K into 4K 3 times from our 2 characters that are buffed from our leader ability. If you're not familiar with Belo Betty's leader ability, it is discard 1 Revolutionary Army type character, and then you can add plus 3,000 power for your turn to 3 of your Revolutionary Army characters or cards with a trigger effect. So swinging 5 Akuma, let it go. Again, we'll have Karasu for the next turn. He's playing out the Luffy, not looking to Don minus because I guess he doesn't have the Nami blocker, which you wouldn't get the effect of anyway, but just having a blocker would be good, right? But I guess he doesn't want to go down too much if he can kind of survive these next couple turns, right? Because against Belo Betty, it really is just if you can survive their early game onslaught, you can kind of try to stabilize and swing your bigger bodies at theirs. So we end up pitching, buffing our whole board, and might do the same thing. Oh yeah, also shout out to the a little bit easier to see buff markers, right? But going 8 into 4K leader now, and debating again if I want to swing with the Rush Luffy just to get more swings when he is a 5K leader. But I think I could have just swung like 7 with the Belo Betty character and even more with leader and gotten like the same effect. That's probably my biggest misplay with this deck, but getting used to things, right? I just wanted more targets on my board, but I could have just kept that in hand to swing at a 0 life, you know, next turn to go unblockable, right? Even though I can't buff that Luffy. But at this point, he's down to, what is it, 1 life. We still got enough. We still got a little bit of counter if we wanted to protect like our Karasu. But he's got the Luffy, so yeah, got the Karasu is not going to be able to save him. But maybe we'll be able to save one of our characters with some counter. Because again, we can't pitch that Frankie for leader ability. But you could buff the Frankie if he was on board. That is the biggest thing to keep track on. So he uses search, finds 0 cost event. Yeah, definitely needs some counter. I'll say if he was able to put out like 2 blockers this turn and just survive another turn, maybe, because my hand's starting to get a little bit less, starting to, you know, go low in hand size. Swing the Belo Betty. Yep. Plays out the Luffy. Doesn't have the Onami to play off of it, unfortunately, though. So at this point, I think we're just going to put down the dragon and swing big a couple of times, and it might just be GG. Yep, so dragon and attached to the leader, so 7K leader, pitching, so buffing up those 2 characters. So the dragon is now a 12K swing, Ivankov is a 9K swing, and then I have 1 Don left to work with, so I go 7, 7, 9, 12. He is still, he's a 5K leader this turn though, but still too much pressure. GG. Also, this is the guy who had the proxies from last time, the Sanji and Pudding that I showed off at the end. So I'll have his Instagram in the description if you want to check him out. So shout out to our last match. I don't know what was happening with my camera. I don't know what got possessed on it. I'm so sorry. But we're going against a Bonnie player for the last match of the night. I believe we won dice roll, so I think I'm deciding to go first. Neither of us really are familiar with the match. Honestly, I've never played against a Belo Betty as Bonnie, so I was looking away for this. He just wanted to show off the hand for it, but then, you know, I did take, said it was all right. So we looked. I was like, oh dang, yeah, that is a rough hand, but no, we're just having fun at locals. It's a chill night. The first time playing this deck in person. I think this was his second or so time playing Bonnie. So yeah, I don't know if I should have tried to take seconds from him. And I was not looking for this. I was not looking for this. Okay. I looked away for and confirmed before he, you know, that he was not showing it anymore before I looked back. All right. No turn one play, but oh my gosh, look at all those Ivankovs. It is insane. So he does not have a turn one either. So we're looking at 3 Don, not really a good play. You know, I can play out the Kuma, which I debate, yes, doing so, but I'm like, if I can apply some good pressure, now he might not be able to play out the Searchers, or, you know, I don't know, but because obviously the Kuma in this matchup could be good for the Searchers, but I just want to go super wide because that's your best bet against Bonnie, right? No matter what deck you're playing, going wide or just controlling their board if you can remove the Bonnie's pieces. So he's just going 8 at life, no trigger, unfortunate. We go up to 5, get another Ivankov, so 5, go 5 at life. He's going to rest the Kuma eventually, just kind of forgets at first, but it's all right. Kind of just showing off my hand again. Just look at all those Ivankovs. It is kind of wild. And I do not mind. So we looked here. I am reminding myself that you can play out the Ivankov off the Ivankov because the 5 cost Ivankov just specifies power. And I'm confirming it with him. I'm like, yeah, so I guess you can play off the Ivankov, which is kind of crazy. And I could buff the Ivankov at this point to play out another character, but I don't. So yeah, just confirming it again. And then, yeah, we kind of, yeah. I don't mind that late Bonnie ability. I really don't. It's not the end of the world. Again, it's just a locals. But again, look at just all my Ivankovs. So swings at the Kuma. Kuma goes, plays out the Hawkins. No Don, which we are going up to 7. So I think I'm just going to play out another 5 cost of Ivankov to hopefully find the Karasu, because we've gone through a couple, haven't found him yet. We find him. That is, I think, what the second or third time I found him off of the 5 cost tonight, which is crazy. So looking to pitch stuff. Looking at my hand, probably obviously the answer, yeah, just one of the Ivankovs. So buffing up the 2 active characters that can swing. So now I've used Karsu's effect on his leader. So 4K power. So we're going 7 to 4. I think on the first one he gives a 0 cost event, but then I'm like, oh wait, no, it's 7 into 4. So we corrected it, takes it back, it's fine. So, and then he ends up taking it because, yeah, he'll probably just end up taking 1, countering out with block because he's got that, you know, the Hawkins is a 7K blocker. So then we're going over like leader ability, and here I'm like, maybe I should have swung at the Hawkins, but I'm also just like, if he plays off the kid, and yeah, just confirming leader ability, right? But if he plays out like an 8-drop kid or something, which could be probably pretty bad for me. So I'm just like, yeah, if I can just get him down fast. You know, we've got a super wide board at the moment. He's going up to 8 Don, so he can't play out the kid for another 2 turns. So I'm looking just to try to end this fast. And with the fact that we've got the dragon in hand, we got a full board. We've got the Inazuma 2, which can also gain rush. So we have the options depending on if he KO something this turn or plays with a carrot to freeze. And then, oh yeah, remember to remove that because they buff goes away after your turn is ended. So he's going 6 into, I think, our 5k of Ivankov here. Yeah, so 6 in there. I think I'm going to save it with 2k because I assume that's the only swing we'll have to take this turn. I don't think he would turn his Hawkins sideways, and he ends up playing out 2 blockers. Well, 1 blocker, 2 total on board. The Arouge gets him back that active Don for leader ability. So now I'm like, yeah, this is kind of looking like a bit of a wall right now. So going over the Inazuma, maybe I should have played out the Dragon because I think I'm at was at 9 Don this turn. So I choose to buff my Inazuma, my Karasu, of course, and then the Ivankov. Just looking to, because now my swings are pretty evened out. So most of my swings will be 5 to 6 to like 7, right? They're all kind of even. I don't have one that just sticks out, I guess. I don't know. So again, yeah, maybe I should have played out the dragon here, just have a bigger swing, because then I wouldn't have had to, yeah, that is also probably the best course, I would say, because I play out dragon here. I don't have to buff him. He's just a 9k. I can still swing like 7 with leader, right? But I was like, oh, he'll just rest the dragon as the target. I don't know. I still think I should have played out the dragon just to have that 9k body, because dragon can't be stunned by carrot. So yeah, we're swinging at his leader, which is 4k right now, so 7 at 4 right now. So yeah, a lot of Ivankovs on the board right now. He's still got 1 blocker. I think like 6 or so in hand. So he's countering out 7 to 4, so 0 cost and 1, right, to go up to 8. And then we go 8 into 4, and we have, what, 3 Don, so we're going 8 twice. So opening him down to 0 life here in case we get like an unblockable Morley or something. He gives us the Arouge, and then we go 8 again. He takes, so getting down to 0 life. You'll see why. So I got 3 in hand, and I want to start explaining how much of a mistake I make here. So Luna, totally didn't expect the Luna, I gotta be honest, because I haven't been on Luna as a person who plays Bonnie a lot for a while, and I haven't seen it as much, but you know, you never can count anything out, right? So the Luna keeping the whole board stuck, so I'm like, okay, he's gonna swing at life. I should probably just take every swing so that if a trigger body comes out, boom, that's great. So now he's at 10 Don. He's down to 7 with that 3 from Luna, right? So he goes 5 at life, no trigger, just another dragon. Goes 6, restands 2. So now you see he's at 9 Don. Keep that in mind. We had 2k, plays out the Zoro. In my mind here, I think I saw a Don active, but you can see it's clearly not. Now, in my mind, I thought there was an active Don. You can clearly see, and it is not even a mystery. It's not even like ambiguous at all. There is just no active Don. In my brain, I'm like, it's over. I can't defend 3 swings from Zoro, Cavendish, Hawkins, everything. I'm cooked. So my biggest swings I can do is 7k from leader and then 12 from dragon. He counters out my 7, GG. It's game. It was close. However, no Don up for leader ability means that I could have swung 9k from dragon and 9k from leader without even buffing, right? Because I could have 8 Donned dragon, attached 2 to leader, use the remaining 2 to go 9 with leader, buffed up my dragon with leader ability to swung 12. So basically my swings should have been 9k from leader, 12 from dragon. I would have won there. However, I didn't know that he did like no other counter besides that before we called it. That's my mistake to make. I totally own up to that. As somebody who plays Bonnie that much, I should have seen that he didn't have a Don. I don't know. in my mind, I was just like, oh no, he has a Don active. I don't know why. I don't know. But it was still a fun night. Went 3-1. Should have won, but yeah, it's, it's my mistake to make, right? I am idiot for that. But yes, I should have been able to win that last match, go 4-0, but it's not a big deal. I promise you. It was just a locals. I've been having fun with a new deck I've never played before. It was a silly mistake though. We laughed about it afterwards because we both kind of realized later that night, like, hey, wait, I didn't have a Don active. Like, oh, you could have swung, the dragon and leader more. It's all right. I made the mistake. It happens. It's just something we can laugh about, funny now. But here's the deck list if you want to check it out for yourself. Again, this is not my deck list. I've said it every time I've posted this Belo Betty, but this is from the man who got top 16, I think in the Wisconsin regionals. But I do want to kind of try out my own take on this deck list now that I've played it like a little bit. Probably make it worse, but hey. I just want to try out more of the Ivankovs. We only have 3 copies of this 5 cost, but I don't know. I was just getting lucky off of this, but it feels great just to spam your board a little bit, right? No matter what you hit, if you're just hitting a second character that you're not having to play out of your hand, right? Feels great. Feels great because it's just a little bit better way to be better with our resources, right? Because as you can see in every single match there, by the end of the game, which most of them ended right at 10 Don or even before we got to 10 Don, I was pretty low in hand size. So it's basically a rush. If we can get there, we can get there. But this helps us be a little bit more efficient with our resources. And hey, every time I got this 5 cost Ivankov into the Karsu, man, did it feel great. It felt great. But yeah, overall, Belo Betty, so fun. We ended up getting second for the night. Silly mistake in the last match, but it is what it is. I think I was just a little bit intimidated by the Zoro hitting the board and having my whole board locked down from Luna that I was like not thinking. And it's just funny as somebody who plays Bonnie so much as I do that I just didn't end up looking at his Don because again, it was not like all of them were to the side. It was very obvious that he didn't have a Don up. My brain just stopped working. It happens. But yeah, either way, that's the locals for this week. Very fun. Again, I'll be hosting an off-meta tournament at that locals soon this week. So I'll have a video recapping that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. You'll probably see some people from this locals there bringing some spice. It'll be a lot of fun. So make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye.